Hello, Miss Hardy. I'm here to talk to you about what you should teach in the 21st Century Skills and Digital Literacy Workshop. The first topic you should discuss within the workshop is, what is digital literacy? You need to explain what is digital literacy so that the teachers get a good understanding of what digital literacy exactly is. So by doing this, you should say the exact definition. You should say digital literacy is the ability to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills. Once you have said the definition of digital literacy, you should talk about why digital literacy. It is important to talk about why so the teachers can understand why it is so important in the classroom and what it does for the students. When you're discussing this topic, you should say digital literacy improves the depth of experience for the children. It also creates improved motivation as well as improved vision of what can be accomplished by the students. Next, we should talk about what are the 21st century skills. It's important to talk about these skills because these are skills students have to have as they are getting older in order to survive within the 21st century. These skills are problem solving, creativity, analytical thinking, collaboration, communication, ethics, action, and accountability. It is important to talk about these skills as well as go more in depth about them. Next, we should talk about the advantages of these skills as well as being digitally literate. You can talk about some of the advantages of just that the students will be more engaged within the class. Also, there will be a better connection between the teacher and the student in general because they'll be on the same level. In long term, the advantages are that when it's time for those children to be employed, they will contain all these skills and their chances of getting hired are much greater. Next, we should talk about some disadvantages. Some disadvantages would be that the students do not meet the standards for the state and for the nation. Some other disadvantages would be that the students would not be engaged nor interested in what is being taught, so they will not learn the information long term. Another disadvantage is when it's time for their job, they won't be as qualified, therefore they won't be hired. So it is important to discuss these advantages and disadvantages in depth and greatly so that way the teachers understand how important it is short-term and long-term of the 21st century skills, as well as the teachers themselves being digitally literate and applying it in the classroom. Lastly, you should talk about some tools that can be used in the classroom. You can also pull these up on the screen and let them see different tools such as you can use Weebly or you can use Quizlet or even making blogs where students can interact with each other and get to use different types of technology to be engaged. It is important that there are all varieties of tools being used so that way students can be successful in the long term so they can learn the skills as well as apply the skills. I know this is all very broad, but just make sure to expand on all of this so that way the teachers completely and 100% understand how important it is to be digitally literate.